Might is constantly saving people with a fearless smile. He's the greatest hero, and I want to be just like him. In order to do that, I have to be strong enough to become #1. I know my motivation might seem stupid compared to yours, but still, I can't lose this either. I owe it to everyone who supported me to try my best. You declared war on me earlier. Well, right back at you. I am going to beat you!
He's the coolest in the universe! And once I get my quirk, I'm gonna be a hero just like him!
You want me to help you pick out your hero name?
Yeah! I can't decide which one I like most!
All Might Jr.?
That's me! Super!
Hey! Deku! I don't know what's going on with your power, but I saw the way you're using it now, and I want you to know. It's seriously pissing me off. I won't have another half-assed win like the festival. We'll be getting individual scores in the upcoming finals. New rankings. So we'll all know exactly where we're standing. I'll show you how much better I am. And Todoroki, I'll kill you too.
Wow, look! I can't believe how awesome All Might is! Hey, did you see what he just did? Man, it doesn't get any cooler than All Might. He'll beat those villains even though they're fighting him 4-1. He's the best! You see that? I bet he'll dodge and then punch! They'll think they've won and then ha! Oh! Ah! Look, he totally stomped him! That's why he's the greatest. No matter how much trouble he's in, he's always the winner!
Shoto, where are you going?
The hospital.
What? Hold on, why? You can't just visit. Not without telling Dad, right?
Whatever.
But why go now? Why see her after all this time?
You're wonderful, Deku. I keep seeing that over and over again. During the cavalry battle, I told you it was good to team up with friends. But now that I think about it, I might have been trying to rely on you to get by. That's why, when Ida said that he was trying his best to beat you, I actually felt embarrassed for myself. Everyone's facing their future and giving this their best. That means we're all rivals, even you and me, Deku. So, guess I'll see you in the finals.
The bones in your right arm were shattered. I'm afraid it'll never be the same as it was before. I need to remove the bone fragments or they'll get stuck in your joints. I'll heal you afterward. You lit a fire under this child and pushed him too hard. Look at what he's done to make you proud. I don't like it one bit. You're going too far, you hear? You and the boy. Don't praise him for what he's done today.
Hero killer stain. It was obvious once I looked at your crimes. In the 7 places that you've appeared so far, you've always injured at least 4 pro. It is true that he's quite a tenacious villain. I understand why people might think he was cool. But instead of helping the world, his beliefs led him to cold-blooded murder. No matter his motives, killing cannot be condoned. To keep anyone else from suffering like me, well, I promise I will strive to be the perfect hero!
I was overwhelmed. And it made me break the promise I made to myself a long time ago. Ida and Kaminari, Yayorozu and Tokiyami, Uraraka. None of them felt it. In that moment, I was the only one who could sense your true power. It reminded me of something. Experiencing All Might's quirk. I'm saying, the power coming from you felt the same as All Might's.
Where did Mama go? That was your fault. You're the one who made her hurt me. I don't want to, Mom. Please. I don't want to be the kind of guy he is. I don't want to be someone who bullies you and hurts people, Mama.
I am here! Hope you're ready to return to our lessons. Today it's Hero Basic Training. Feels like I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. Now then, listen carefully for what's in store. We're going to be conducting a little race. Take everything you've learned from your internships and apply it to this rescue training. As I said earlier, this is a race. So, prepare! You're about to step into Field Gamma. But try to keep the property damage to a bare minimum, please.
The name of that quirk is All for One. It allowed its user to take quirks from others, and the user could keep the quirks for himself or give them to someone else. This was back when quirks were just starting to show up, before society had figured out how to deal with the newly powered among them. When quirks first appeared, suddenly it was impossible to say what it meant to be a normal person. Laws and human rights were hotly debated. Civilization's progress stalled. Society decayed.
Tokoyami, look! It's the goal. Which means that's probably his real body down there. But if he can reach him, we have a chance. Call Dark Shadow back. I have something for you to give him.
Asui, what do you mean?
Please. Don't watch me. Mr. Ectoplasm will notice. And besides, it's really gross to see me do this. I figured this was the only way we could win if he managed to capture us somehow. So I swallowed the cuffs. My quirk lets me take things in and out of my stomach.
As students who got into UA through recommendations, we started from the same place. But in terms of the practical skills that a hero needs, I haven't really managed to do anything that stands out. During the cavalry battle, I just followed your orders. And then when it was my turn to fight, I failed before I could do anything. I don't know the material it's made of or precisely how it's constructed, so it's not exactly the same. But I created my own version with a special material woven into it. Since this is a residential area, we must keep collateral damage to a minimum. And he moves his own restraining bonds so quickly, it makes it difficult to catch him.
Bakugo! I was gonna try Todoroki, but he already picked a group. So hey, we should team up.
Hey, dumb hair.
My name is Kirishima! And my hair's not that different from yours. Come on, you want to be the rider, right? So you're gonna need a strong front horse who won't be hurt by your blasts. That'd be me. My quirk was made for this. I got you covered, man. Let's go charging into battle together. 10 million. Bring it.
I guess you could say this quirk really sucks, doesn't it? My costume's not just chic.
Huh?
It channels blasts from my belly button, which means you've got nothing to worry about, mademoiselle. This is no joke.
What is your problem?
I have no flaws. Hey.
Not right now, I'm thinking!
About Izuku Midoriya? Ah, how sweet.
Huh?
Is it because you like him?
Don't worry, he's only one man. Still, escaping this will be a Herculean task. The only advantage is that our opponent's movements are slowed by those weights. Smoke bomb. He's trying to blind us. But at least it's going to affect his vision at the same time. You alright, Hagakure? Hagakure? So that's what she's doing.
Seriously, what's up? You're normally like the most laid-back girl ever. No, you definitely want me by your side. You're kidding, we're your classmates. We were so close to first place.
Thanks, but Bakugo only asked me to join because I could melt Todoroki's ice. It's not like, I really helped that much.
Yeah, what she said. I didn't do much in the battle either.
What? You were ninth in the midterms?
Oh man, and here I thought you were one of us! Seriously? I can't wait to see your fancy digs!
You guys, did you watch the news last night?
Yeah?
It was so cool that we got a few seconds of screen time. Though I bet nobody noticed me hanging out in the background. Oh man, Ojiro, I'm getting kind of nervous about the festival! I have to come up with a way to get noticed! Well, we do have a little time before the finals start, and I kind of like these uniforms, so... How about we just roll with it?
Guys, since we're off tomorrow and we finally finished exams, I have the best idea! Why doesn't Class 1A go shopping together?
Let's avoid combat with Present Mike if possible and head straight for the escape gate. Sound good? Then let's hit it.
Kuda!
You can control animals with your quirk, can't you? Okay, get some birds to attack him or something. His shouts make me feel like my eardrums are gonna burst. He's not just better than I thought he'd be. He's like a superpowered death amp. A speaker of doom. There's no way we can get close to him. And even if we could, he'd probably see us coming. I bet he's just standing at the gate waiting for us. I want girls to love me. So I can touch them. What's their problem? Why is my exam the only one that's hard? Just one sniff and I'll fall asleep and our team will be failures. I wanted to be a pro so I'd be popular with the girls. I thought they'd fall in love with me once I became a real hero. When I first came to UA, I had a brush with death. And after that, I realized something. Being a hero doesn't make you cool. People become heroes because they're cool. Right, Midoriya?
I thought everyone in Class 1B was a jerk. Look at those big, beautiful eyes. And it looks like she might be strong, too. Come on, you idiot. Remember, this is a competition. But... oh man, she's so cute, though. This is terrible. I'm gonna have to ask this girl out sometime. Once I win this. What do you say me and you go out after this? I'd be happy to treat you to a bite and comfort you after your loss. 'Cause this is all gonna be over in 2 seconds, honey.
My quirk's offensive ability gets stronger when I'm in darkness, but that makes Dark Shadow aggressive and difficult to control. On the other hand, the beast is easy to handle in the sunlight. That's at the cost of its attack power, though. You couldn't have known this, and yet you've chosen the correct role for me. Your proposal seems like a good one under the circumstances. Very well. I'll follow your lead. Midoriya, you're the one who created the opening for me, and ensured our advancement.
He didn't get into my head until I answered a question he asked me before the second round. I think that's the secret behind his power. Even if he gets you, there's still a chance. For round 2, I don't remember anything at all except the very end of the battle. I think we were running away after Shinso took Tetsu's headband. I bumped into another person, and it was like I woke up. I was me again. And suddenly I was able to think clearly. Still, I don't know how much of a shock it would take to break his spell. And in a one-on-one match, you can't count on an outside force intervening to help you.
We barely learned anything when we took our midterms, so they didn't seem all that hard, but I'm kind of worried about these. We've been through a lot, and they probably won't pull any punches when it comes to testing us. Did you guys see All Might fighting the bird guy? That dude was super strong, and he still destroyed it! Yeah, this is why I'm even here in the first place.
The sports festival isn't really about seeing how prepared they are at being heroes. It's more about simulating the competition they'll face if they go pro. We both know this country's overrun with agencies right now. If you want to put food on the table, you've got to be willing to step on top of other heroes. That was the whole point of the first round. But on the other hand, even if you're battling each other for popularity, there are plenty of cases where you have to work together. I'm sure at least some of the kids are thinking about all this. If they become pros, it'll be their way of life.
Who knows what would have happened to us if the teachers hadn't shown up? We put on a good show, and we're basically on the road to being pros. I don't really feel like I can win this fight. But man, I don't feel like losing either. It's like this course was built with me in mind. Stop, Midoriya. By saying that out loud, you're just jinxing them. Ease up, Kaminari. I'm not sure I'll get to go either. Our team only passed thanks to Mineta. I got knocked out. And since we don't know how they're scoring stuff, I might have flunked. Crap, I knew it. Mineta made it to the gate, but I didn't do near enough to pass.
Chihiro's ears are bleeding. She had to fight because I ran away. It's my fault. Wait a minute. I got into UA, didn't I? Where all the best pros are trained. My heart should be without fear. I have to be plus ultra!
Come on, tiny ones, hear my call. Now is the time for you to take out the man who's responsible for all this terrible noise.
You can talk!
You can do it!
You need code names. Time to pick your hero identities. This is related to the pro hero draft picks that I mentioned the last time we were in class together. Normally, students don't have to worry about the draft yet. Not until their second or third year, actually, but your class is different. In fact,
By extending offers to first years like you, pros are essentially investing in your potential. The name you give yourself is important. It helps reinforce your image and shows what kind of hero you want to be in the future. A code name tells people exactly what you represent. Take All Might, for example.
The first-year students are already off to one rocket start! And it's only the first round! Talk about a cruel obstacle course! Our players are racing against each other in a vicious battle where anything goes as long as they stay on the track!
Watch it.
We'll continue to bring you live updates and pulse-pounding action thanks to the camera robots placed around the course! The stakes are high! We've got a whole school of top-notch students trying to be heroes! But do they really stand a chance against our heavy metal swarm of Robo-Infernos?
The tests now have a new focus. There will be hero work, of course, but also teamwork and combat between actual people. So what does that mean for you? You students will be working together in pairs, and your opponents will be one of our esteemed UA teachers. Isn't that fabulous? We need to change the practical exam to reflect the current times. How do we ensure the students aren't put in life-threatening situations? The answer is simple. We must push them. We make sure that they're as strong as possible.
7? Isn't that crazy?
Well, yeah.
That's how many times I passed out after the cavalry battle. I'm pretty sure the last 2 were because of dehydration.
Kinda sounds like you are way more heroic than I was out there.
Don't mock your mother. Suddenly finding out you had a power like that? I'm glad you have a quirk, but did it have to be so dangerous?
I figured I'd stay posted at the escape gate until time ran out. But on second thought, I have a deeper itch that needs to be scratched. If I see someone running away from me and screaming, my sadistic side aches so bad that I can't sit still. Given, you know it's over. One tiny breath and you'll submit to me. Then I'll have absolute control of you. Oh, perfect! I do love the chase! How long do you suppose you can evade my scent by holding your breath?
I'll take one order to go, please.
Whoa! Now, lady, is it really you?
And hold the salt, will you?
Of course! That's gonna be $10.
Oh no. My money's in another costume.
This is on the house!
Aren't you a dear? Looks like they called in pro heroes from all over to guard this thing. Quite a show.
I was hoping I'd get to do some scouting while I was here. Seriously? You've never had a problem stealing the spotlight? It's kind of like coordinating with your sidekick, or doing quirk training with other agencies.
There's no way I'll let you get away that easily. I'm not great at combat, but I am excellent at capturing. I'll suck up your laser, too! And break it down to a molecular level!
I understand why you want to change the exam, but having students fight us, even if they're in teams of 2, is that a good idea? So you've decided on a direct frontal assault. You're both weak when it comes to long-term battles. Listen well. When your life is on the line, you need to know exactly how far you can push your powers.
We've got to track him down. I shot their ringleader, but once he heals up, he'll probably try pulling something like this again. What a pain. Maybe so, but it doesn't really matter now. It'd be best if we could start preparing for that before it happens. As a school, we should be taking every precaution. If fights against villains are going to continue to intensify in the future, then having the kids train against robots ain't practical. Originally, we used them to avoid complaints about people getting injured in the entrance exams, but they're just not challenging enough.
Hey, you! I'm from Class 1B next door to you! We heard you fought some villains, and I came to see if that was true! But you're just a bunch of brats who think you're better than us! Talk all you want, it'll just be more embarrassing when you're KO'd! Don't you ignore me! Hey, I'm coming for you! Oh, damn my metal deficiency! Should've eaten more iron this morning.
Midnight said the obstacle course was just the first game. And we figured they wouldn't cut that many of us right off the bat. Would they? Huh? Assuming they'd keep at least 40 contestants for the next event, all we had to do was make sure we stayed within that group as we ran. From our spots in the middle ranks, we could fully observe the quirks our rivals had and judge their capabilities. Only a fool would obsess over winning the preliminary rounds, wouldn't you agree?
That's not funny, Monoma. You heard what happened to Ida. Chill out.
Kendo.
I apologize for him. I'm pretty sure there's a hole where his heart should be. So I was listening. I know you're all worried about what's going to be on the big final practical. I heard it's gonna be combat against robots, like the entrance exam. One of my friends who's a few grades up filled me in. I know. Cheating, but oh well.
Please pardon the interruption. I'm not sure why you called me an assassin. I've come to the festival in search of victory, not to take my opponent's life. That wouldn't be in line with the values of a hero at all, sir.
Right, I'm sorry.
Gentlemen, I didn't enter UA for wicked or selfish reasons, but to deliver salvation to others. It is my humble quest to spread true good across this world.
Listen, I said I was sorry! That was my bad, okay?
I thank you for your kind understanding.
Yes. Finally, this is my chance to show off what I can do. My support items are gonna steal the spotlight from these wannabe heroes. Everyone! Observe what my brilliant gadgets can do! Fire arrows and hammer souls! Students in the hero course get all kinds of combat training for their quirks. In order to keep things fair and give us a fighting chance, we're allowed to bring whatever gadgets and costumes we want into the game so long as we develop them ourselves. So sit back and enjoy the show!
I wanted to be in the hero course, but like many others here, I was forced to choose a different track. Such is life. I didn't cut it the first time around, but I have another chance. If any of us do well in the sports festival, the teachers can decide to transfer us to the hero course. And they'll have to transfer people out to make room. Scouting the competition, maybe some of my peers are, but I'm here to let you know that if you don't bring your very best, I'll steal your spot right from under you. Consider this a declaration of war.
You look pretty stupid fighting with air! Damn it! We're still in fourth, it's fine. Kendo's been frozen and hasn't been a real player.
We're racing each other, but we can team up for now. Let's carve a path.
Nirengeki Shota from Class 1B? I think I should withdraw for the exact same reason, regardless of how strong I am. This isn't how I wanted to get here. It would go against the values of the festival to advance without earning my spot.
Nah, they're not followers. It's the opposite, Dad. They support me because I'm not great on my own. They're just looking out for me. I honestly couldn't do anything without them. I need their support. Of course, I'm working hard so I can return the favor. I'm not super talented or anything, but if I'm going to call myself a hero, then I have to live up to that title and help people.
From what I heard, you've already been in combat with some real villains. You'll be just fine. We aren't going to go after anyone that big. And it won't do us any good hanging around here. Because of the small population in this area, the crime rate is pretty low. That's why there are so many hero agencies in urban areas. There's a lot more crime there. The higher the population density, the more trouble you'll find. Now in Shibuya, we'll have plenty of small fights to break up, I guarantee.
Basic hero goal, control crime, right? When a crime occurs, the police will contact us. These requests come in all at once, filtered by district. We file reports on the services we provided, assisting with arrests, rescuing people, etc. Then a special agency looks at our work and decides how much we should be paid. You'll catch on quick, kiddo. Let's start with how you'd fight against someone wielding a blade. Iravity, try attacking me. There's no need to hold back. So, easy peasy, right? This time, how about I hold the knife? We'll keep on repeating this until it's second nature. Sound good?
I watched your fight against the brainwashing guy. Your power is pretty impressive. To create so much wind pressure just by flicking your fingers. It reminds me of another quirk. You seem to have much in common with All Might. It's my Shoto's duty to surpass All Might as the #1 hero. And his match with you will be a good testing ground for how much training he has left. So hit him hard. Don't disgrace yourself or him by holding back.
I know full well why you chose my agency. Because I'm one of the top 5 most popular heroes. Yes, recently all my recruits have been perfect little angels. So you certainly stood out. I watched the way you fought at the sports festival. You have a good handle on your powerful quirk and a decent grasp of its application as well. You're an outstanding talent. I'd say you're already good enough to take on as a sidekick. However, you do have a fatal flaw. You believe you're the best, and you display that belief without regard for how it reflects on you or your image. You have a ferocious nature.
This is kinda hard to ask, but you're after the hero killer, aren't you?
How did you...
I couldn't think of any other reason why you'd come to my agency. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm really glad you did. But you shouldn't be pursuing personal grudges. We heroes don't have the authority to arrest people or punish them. The only reason we're allowed to use our quirks is because of the regulations put on them. That's why, no matter how noble the reason may be, a hero must not use their quirk for themselves.
Additionally, heroes are allowed to have side jobs. There were a lot of arguments about this when the world of prose was first being established, but heroes ended up being so popular that the public demanded it. For example, I'm about to film a commercial. Stick around, okay? Do you know why I chose to recruit you two? Any thoughts?
Well, I guess... It must be because you saw such heroic potential in us.
Of course I did, but there's another reason. You're both very cute young ladies.
So you want me to be a part of your crumbling little league. But you won't accomplish anything if you don't have conviction and desire. Without those, you'll always be an aimless weakling, achieving nothing. That's how you got here. The word hero has lost all meaning in this society. The world is overrun by fakes and criminals like you who chase petty dreams. They must all be purged. There is only one man I'll let kill me. The true hero among you fakes. All might is worthy!
Here's a lesson you should have already learned. When quirks became the norm, the police force sought to maintain the status quo. They decided we wouldn't use quirks as weapons. That's when heroes came in. They could do what we couldn't, if they were licensed, of course. Oof. It would be impossible for the police to condone the use of deadly quirks. After all, we're here to stop such harm from being done. The only reason pros can use their powers now is because of the strict code of ethics that the early heroes chose to abide by. That's why it's against the law for uncertified people to use their quirks to cause injury.
It's kind of boring having to spend every day cleaning, isn't it? You know, I felt the same way when I did my internship. As a kid, I'd always imagined I knew what it meant to be a hero. It turns out the reality is very different. I always figured being a hero would be super glamorous. But then I discovered it was a lot of patrols and cleaning up. I even had to do laundry, which meant washing the captain's underwear. I had to ask myself what I was even doing here. But after becoming the captain's sidekick, I figured something out. I realized what was actually important when it came to being a hero.
The Coast Guard got a tip that there were stowaways on the trade ship Nyson, but things may not be what they seem. Officials inspected the ship, but they didn't find any stowaways hiding on the vessel. Upon further investigation, though, they discovered that important cargo from the ship's freight list was missing. I'm sure you all know what that means. What do you think, Frappy? It's our job to find these criminals. Based on the information we have, they probably escaped on a small boat. We will deliver them to the Coast Guard.
And here I thought I'd gotten away with it. But you idiots just won't give up now, will you? How sad. A girl in some kid role that's left to stop me? Not so fast. I'll give her back just as soon as the Coast Guard calls off their search. But first, you're gonna help me unload the cargo, got it? So this is actually a radio, huh? Here you go, kid. If you value this woman's life, then repeat after me. Unfortunately, we weren't able to track down the stowaways.
You want to work for us? I really appreciate the thought, Ochaco. But as your dad, I'd be even happier if you achieved your own dream. That's the way to make us happy. And if you do make money, you can take us to Hawaii or something.
But honey, you do still want to be a hero, don't you? Just remember, stay true to yourself. You can be the kind of hero you want to be when you grow up. Mom?
I feel like I'm going crazy. I can't take it anymore. Every day, the children seem more like him. And Shoto, that child's left side sometimes looks unbearable to me. All I can see is his father. I can't raise him anymore. I want to run away from this life.
Excellent job getting past the others. But tell me, what will you do against this? Just try to escape. Giant fight detention! I can't put out more clothes now, but as long as I have you captured, this one is all I need. Only I can get rid of this behemoth. So, what is your plan? That was wonderfully clever. I must commend you both.
Not so fast. It was kind of a risky move, but it put a quick end to the match. And you managed to get your friend out of the ring without getting yourself injured. All in all, not bad. You pass. Congrats.
I was impressed by the guts both of you showed at the sports festival. I like you two. However, being a hero isn't easy, and you can't rely on brute force alone. So this week, you'll learn from my experience.
That's the chivalrous hero. He's so manly.
Wait for me to finish speaking!
Yes, sir! Apologies!
Seems I'll have to teach you proper manners, too.
Thank you very much, sir!
First, let's talk about why we're even here. Pros receive wages from the government, so we're civil servants. But there's more to it than that. With the quirks we offer, our responsibilities are different from regular workers.
Stupid weakling mouth terms!
That's because it's a serious crime to develop or sell support items and costumes if you don't have a license. On top of that, there have been rumors that legit support companies have actually been selling extra gear on the black market to people who aren't certified heroes. Don't be rash. Listen, just between you and me, I know of a way to make some real cash. Keep this on the down low. I'm only telling you because I know your guys have quality goods to sell.
Okay, can you hear me in the studio? I'm reporting to you live from skies over Hosu City. It's unclear what's happening below, but take a look. Large clouds of smoke and fire are rising from different locations in the area. Is this due to a series of accidents, or have villains taken the streets? Currently, we have no info on the situation here, but our station will continue reporting as this breaking story unfolds. Don't you dare stop filming.
After several attempts at interrogation, we realized that Nomu can't speak. He shows no reaction to anything. It's as though he literally can't think for himself, no matter what's going on around him. As for his identity, we discovered that he used to be a low-level thug with a record of assault and extortion. Here's where it gets interesting. Our reports show that he's been altered drastically. When we analyzed his genetic makeup, we discovered 4 different people's DNA.
You sure talk a lot, hero killer. Conviction? Maybe I don't have anything as loaded as that. I had convictions and ideals from the beginning, hero killer. I just didn't know. Nothing has changed. The only real difference is, now I know what I'm working toward. To create a world without All Might, and to prove how fragile society's sense of safety really is. That's what drives me. From this day forward, I will call it my conviction.
Now, Tomura Shigaraki. They came all this way. The least we can do is hear them out. Give them a chance. Besides, this broker is respected in the underworld. They're bound to be valuable assets. Please calm yourself, Tomura Shigaraki. If your desire is to be realized, then we must increase our numbers. Now that we're in the spotlight, our chance is at hand. I advise you to be more accepting. You must use them, and the ideology Stain has left behind.
So it's really you, huh? I've seen you in pictures, but I gotta say, you're way grosser in person. I don't like this. Is your group really dedicated to the hero killer's mission? I can't imagine you are if you're gonna let this little psycho join you.
What's your name?
Right now, I'm going by Dobby.
No, I want to know your real name.
I'll tell you when you need to know it. In any case,
My new purpose is to carry out the hero killer's will. That guy makes me want to vomit.
Wow, it's the weird hand guy! You're friends with my hero Stain, right? Cool! Let me join the league! I want to be in your group! Toga here! Himiko Toga! Life is too hard. I just want to make it easier to live in this dumb world. I want to be Mr. Stainy! I want to kill Mr. Stainy! Come on, handyman, please let me join your League of Villains! Really thought he was gonna kill us for a sec.
He'll do well, even if I have to work him to the bone. It's the only way he'll be able to take my place. He was born with the twisted mind needed to become the next me. I hope you're celebrating while you can, All Might, because very soon, this temporary peace will come to a violent end.